Tape is rolling.
Click.
You're listening to WRFB Radio Free Britannia. No other better freaking place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are, at lunch, with no other than the dynamic duo, Laz and Jack. Greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret the news so you don't have to.
That's right. Bringing you our own brand of news right here inside Shroud Avatar 5 days a week for your viewing and listening pleasure. How's everybody doing out there today? Today is Friday, July 21st, 2017 here inside Shroud Avatar and around the world for most of you folks. And of course, for those of you guys listening on replays, got no idea what day it is.
No clue.
You'll see what day you're watching.
What don't you mean in the bottom right-hand corner where you can see where your current date is?
No, in the upper left-hand corner so you can see.
Oh, you're referring to the screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, if they want to find their current time and date, they should go to the lower right-hand corner and look at the little clock down there. That's right. Hi, Mom. See Mom hanging out on the set today. Welcome.
Yes, she's hanging out. She's got clothes on, which is good.
Yes.
And we've got someone messing around with your flag again.
Yeah, that's me. I'm trying to turn it on.
It was on.
It wasn't on.
Oh, it was on for me.
Yeah. One of them little minor things, we need to switch for that, Keep it on, keep it off, keep it chaos, keep it Lord British. One of them little things that,
It is a light source.
Yes, it is the light source. Yeah, that is true. And of course, the other light sources stay on. One of my newest pet peeves, I gotta report this one. I've been really slacking as this little blimp is driving me crazy.
What, your little NPC or your non-combat pet blimp?
Well, it's placed on the lot, okay? So it should stay.
It should
patrol in the area where I placed it, not come floating to me and follow me around the lot every time I log into the lot. And then I send it on patrol and send it off in its merry way. And if I get up and move or do something, the next thing I know, it switches off patrol and comes back to me and goes back to follow, which it shouldn't do. But
that would be go ahead and bug report that and say, okay, this is what's happening and this is what should happen.
But
then they'll
value of Laz's luxury rentals is priceless nonetheless. So, I don't complain too loud because, it's doing its job nonetheless.
It's floating all over the screen.
That's right. It's in everybody's face all day as they come hang out in the lot or they watch the show. And, of course, yes, it says no vacancy right now. There's a good reason for that. The rent system is not in yet. And as soon as the rent system is in and fully functional, that time will be set to vacancy. So,
And you too can use the in-game mail system. But wait, I shouldn't say that yet.
No.
Next week. Next week.
And even with that, unless something, again, you can't comment and don't know because we don't know exactly how it's going to function quite yet when it comes to charging rent. But I don't think if it doesn't give the option or doesn't have that functionality built in, which of course we would prefer to have, I would prefer not to use the mail system for it. I would prefer to just collect rent regularly. But if it's an automated thing like I would like, and I think every other owner would like it to be, then, hey. Yeah. But again, at this point in time, A, it's not in. B, it is, we don't know if it's going to be, have that functionality. So, hey, look, somebody put a light up. Holy crap.
I don't know what you're talking about.
A couple lights up. Holy crap.
3 lights? What are you talking about? I'm up to my max outdoor lighting limit already.
3 lights. I
3
see
lights.
2. Oh, you put one over there, too. Look at that.
Where'd you learn how to count?
Well, I had the camera straight on us. I didn't see,
Okay. So one was hiding behind the hospital
was off to
sign.
the side. Yeah, could not see that.
You didn't get the one all the way on the side? Yeah.
Could not see that
Yeah.
one. But, nonetheless, it is Friday here on today's show. It's Friday in Shroud of the Avatar, and, of course, that means the weekend is upon us. Don't forget, free trial is still in play till next Wednesday. So if you've got some friends and co-workers or frenemies that you think might be interested in the game, you can talk into coming in so you can PK them over and over again. You get them in here.
Well, first you have to convince them to turn off the Oracle protection or visit such beautiful scenes as Blood Bay.
Yeah, well, there's still going to be, and again, I don't know about that. I'm sure there's going to be...
You mean Mario Land.
Yeah, because there's nobody ever out in those scenes. I've actually ventured out into them a couple times in the past week, and there's nobody ever out in these things.
No, I mean, it's like when I'm doing the end point of the Explorer Path of Truth, or Path of Love. I cut through Blood Bay in order to avoid the control point.
Yes, and again, that's another hot one always on our radar, control points. What is the point?
There is none.
Please, what is the
Time sink.
Not really. I've found a way around, even without teleporting. We've pretty much found a way around all the control points without ever having to go through one, unless they include it as part of a quest line. And at this point, I know that in part of the storyline they tell you, if you got to go through here to get to there, but if you have teleport powers and a friend of yours over there, you don't have to do any of that. You just teleport from point A to point B. But
absolutely, friend every last person you see.
That's right.
Absolutely, and
many
teleport to
control
everybody.
points are passable by taking, time sink, going a different route. If it technically becomes a time sink one way or the other, unless you're teleporting and you have that huge friends list. So yes, for those of you folks who may be stumbling upon us later on, make sure to add everybody you see to your friends list. Most people accept them just because they're aware of the fact that it's a fast travel means, and the other reason is most everybody's pretty friendly around here and would accept it just because they'd like to have some friends. That's the whole idea of playing multiplayer.
Why are people saying that I've got an echo sound?
I don't know.
Don't forget,
You've had some really odd problems. I don't know if you just turn that Shroud music off on this side or you turn it off on both sides. Or not Shroud music, Shroud Market.
I don't know.
But,
don't forget to stop by the Owl's Head vendor here in the NBNN lot to pick up your teleport scrolls.
As Spiff calls it Mario World, Mario Kart.
Wait a second. Do you have the audio enabled inside of Zoom again?
I do not.
No. It says muted.
Yep, I'm muted there. And again,
Oh yes.
I would be echoing. You wouldn't be echoing, so you know.
I had two guild mates who were working in Blood Bay to get all 4 keys, and it was like freaking jump here, jump to here. You gotta do a standing jump with dash on here.
Acrobatics.
Yeah.
I love jumps.
Mario World.
Yeah. So yeah, I understand that, but the only real, I mean, from what I understand, the only good point of going out to those areas, it was the obsidian chip sources out there. I don't think there was anything else out there, and of course, if you know what's going on out there, you know you can find those in other places as well. Cough, cough.
Cough. I don't have any obsidian chips.
Yeah.
And aren't we supposed to be avoiding that subject?
Hey, I can talk about obsidian chips all I want, okay? It's a really odd commodity out there. But,
I know. You need it for the forge.
The place where you get them the most is out in the Shroud Falls, and again, there's hardly ever anybody out there. I mean, again, even I, Lazarus Lum, have been out there in the past week, and nothing.
No. You're pretty much safe going into any PvP zones until they actually work on making PvP meaningful. And that includes like establishing some sort of faction system, establishing a better guild warfare system of alliances, and changing up PvP. Those scenes will pretty much remain completely dormant until someone decides, hey, I'm going to go into it.
Yeah.
Completely empty.
Well, and that too, Spiff. I went out there, and there just seems to be a lack of anything. I mean, I ran, and I finally encountered something. And when I finally encountered something, it didn't give me a whole lot, and I'm going, what am I doing in a PvP zone where I could have gotten several trees, a couple, dozen wolves, some ore, and another scene readily. Out here, I spent 10 minutes trying to find.
Which Shroud Fall to go to?
What's the one north of us in Longfall?
There's a couple of them.
I know. There's only one north of us.
Like how far north?
North. North.
Are you talking about the one that's northwest of Longfall and on the island? Are you talking all the one that's way north?
I got my map up. There's only one that I'm aware of that is north of us. Verdantis. There's another Shroud Fall north of Longfall? I don't know.
Yes, there is. But Verdantis is a good one, and there's a bunch of trees in there. You gotta know which ring to hit.
Even then, the run between trees is like, if I want trees, you know where I'm going.
So this is one where it's like, this is part of the evolution of Shroud Falls and everything else. I mean, originally they were supposed to, the PvP zones were supposed to be the most resource intensive scenes.
Like
and well, that and they were also supposed to spawn the rare PvP resources. But even obsidian chips, I wouldn't consider it to be a PvP resource.
PvP resource?
Yeah, what is the PvP resource, please?
Yeah. What resources do it?
That's
PvP.
That's one that
we don't.
I'm only going based off of what they initially said. So you were supposed to be able to craft PvP gear that wasn't really good for PvE, but it was supposed to be superior to PvP.
You better start putting up tables in those zones, then you have to fight for
them. Well, they would need to But this is part of the
pine resin
evolution.
And carapaces.
This is the evolution of what they're doing.
I understand.
And so I think they realized, oh man, that's a lot of work. We don't have the manpower for that, so we're just going to put a couple monsters, put some obsidian chips, put some other things in there. And then we're going to go bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We're going off tacos, man. See you later.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not Tuesday. You ain't going out for tacos. Besides, isn't today Golden Corral Day?
No.
Today
Golden
is
Corral Day. Come on now.
Yeah, I will say that I've seen a ton of people that have been farming the different Colossus scenes. So that seems to be the flavor
I
of the
love those
moment.
Colossus scenes.
So
Yeah,
flavor of the moment,
people
Colossus.
hanging out there is. Interesting.
So why do you love the Colossus scenes there, Spiff?
Oh my God! I've never seen so many obsidian wolves in one spot in my life.
Okay.
Are they dropping what you need?
Occasionally, but that's an ongoing thing with the obsidian corpses. Not every obsidian wolf drops an obsidian wolf corpse.
Yes, we know that. That much
You gotta make your wolf stew.
Oh yes. Wolf and lamb chops, wolf and this, wolf and that. You need a food with wolf in it, just come down and see me.
I've been loving all the new zones.
What's that, Clips?
I said I've got a bad thunderstorm behind me. I said I love all the new zones. They've been really fun to explore.
Haven't gotten out to many of them yet. Did get around to doing a little exploring. Like I said, I was up late last night. Doing a little exploration of the world.
The puzzles are fun. I think I've done all the new puzzles.
All I'm going to say is I did not crush the children.
Oh, me neither! High five!
Why not? Why didn't you crush the children?
Sorry, can't do it.
Why would you avoid that plate? I mean, they're not real.
Jack! Spoilers!
Spoiler.
That spoiler has been disclosed like a dozen different times, and if you're on the path,
Just like
it
to
tells you that everything's fake. It's all fake. It's all fake. But I did enjoy a few of those rooms with a few people engaging in their favorite pastimes.
Yeah. There was quite a few interesting places to visit on the path down there, and I tell you what, gotta go back and spend like a week in that place, just looking at everything.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you look at like some of the stuff, so did you enjoy the maze down there? Spoiler. Maze?
There was a maze?
Yeah, there was a maze.
That was a maze? Question mark?
Did you finish that quest there?
I didn't get lost at all. What maze?
Let's just say I am in possession of a crown. I did.
Oh, so someone had to tell you exactly which direction to go then.
No.
No.
The excellent sense of direction.
Yeah, right. Especially with that little teleporter.
After falling through the teleporter 300 times, you sort of figure it out. Yes, absolutely. It's not a maze. I wouldn't call that a maze. A maze keeps going or stops you and turns you around. That's not a maze.
Well,
That's
okay,
a
so
because
it is a mind
rounds
fuck.
before I realized what the heck was going on, because it sort of hitches right there. And
it's teleporting you to a different level. That's what it's doing.
No,
and that level has
to the beginning of where you were.
No, it's a different level.
How is it a different level if I just keep making the same left and rights till I get there? Either I hit the teleporter or I go out. I don't get that. Anyway, I'm not going to debate if people don't know what we're talking about. So
if you're taking the same left or rights, and one yields a continuous path, and the other one yields a different path, those are two separate things.
Okay, but when I start down the hallway and I go left, right, left, right, left, right, teleporter.
Yeah.
Well, I teleport back to where I am because it's the same exact left, right, teleporter again. So how am I going to a different level? Explain that to me. If I keep getting into the same
hallway, there's a hallway that is different between the two maps.
All right.
And so as you're teleporting between the two maps. You would actually have to pay attention to, like, what I started doing was I was turning on lights,
and
then hit the teleporter, and then
I used the lights.
Then you're like, wait a second, those were off, which means, okay, it's almost a mirror image of the floor, but it's different because I had already turned on those lights and these were off, so it is a different floor that has almost exactly the same floor
The
kind.
lights I turned off or turned back on were identical when I went through the teleporter. So my experience was not the same as yours. I turned off a light, I went through the teleporter, I came back, that light was back off. I mean, that's what I saw. Okay. So didn't give me the impression I was on different levels, if it is. So
well, by default, I think most of those lights were off anyways. And so
they were all on by default when you
okay.
Okay. Because that's the key. You got to follow the frickin' lights. Of course, I did the original D&D thing. You know, stick to one wall, go around. I figured I would eventually. But that's
did you take your string with you?
That's when I realized the teleporter was there. Yeah, and I went, and again, I ran the route again, and I started back at the beginning again, and that's what. And I think, again, I can't. The only way we would get the actual clarification is to ask the boys on this one, but I think it just the teleporter drops you after it teleports you, and it gives you that sense of a different level. I don't know. So let's see.
Vascorper_Listrostov said no spoilers.
Yeah, no
spoilers.
Like the
no spoilers.
Like the one you put in text for everybody to see the other day.
Hey, I didn't see it because I wasn't watching you. It's because he messaged you that.
I know that. But of course,
so I'm the only one that.
Hey,
but I'm happy you actually did one of the quest lines finally.
Proud of you.
I know, it's like only took you almost a year of persistence.
Funny now? Now ask me about the storyline and ask me how much I learned about it.
What did you learn? Oh wait, I know how you do quests. So you didn't learn anything because you didn't read it. Yeah. You didn't read any of it. You just clicked on things.
No, actually, the book was quite helpful, and I did have to go look a couple things up, and of course, Lum's sarcasm and some of his answers actually helped me greatly, because he tells you have to talk to a traveler or you have to talk to a fawn, but when you go to talk to these guys, there's 5 travelers and 4 fawns, and of course, you got to spend your time trying to track down each of these NPCs.
The fawns in a certain town were annoying.
I tell you what, here's a hint for everybody. When you're looking for a questie, look for the questie who's off in BFE, because that's probably the one you want. Why would they?
Yeah, not the easy one you can find.
Yeah.
No, you need the one that's hiding behind 8 piles of crates.
Well, that was cute, and of course, I got a comment. If you're going to a guy on the dock to get passage, he shouldn't bounce you back and forth between the two guys. So I can go talk to the guy, bribe him, whatever you have to do, get the passage. I don't know. You talk to this guy, he says you got to talk to that guy, and he sends you back to the guy you just talked to. I don't know. Yes.
Well, I mean, it's like questing. We do know needs a lot of work. Eventually, they'll get to it.
Of course, I do jest. I did learn a little bit, but again, I just decided to do something last night, and I said, okay, let's open the book and see what the first quest is, and ran from there. So I just used the first thing on my list up here.
Okay, yeah. See, whereas mine's telling me to travel to Solace Bridge because I talked to Arabella yesterday.
You got stuff with that too?
I tell you, that chick gets around, man. Every time I go someplace new lately, she's there.
What's really funny is, okay, so the leading to the Solace Bridge would be the beginning of the Path of Love. And I am at the end of the Path of Love. It's like, recognize where you're at on a quest. Yeah, it didn't reset everything. That and I still have a hire a boat and harvest. Do you still have that one as well?
Good question. Let me see. At least not on screen.
But those would be bugs that need to be filled out.
Bug.
Yeah.
I use the handy dandy task list here up on screen. So I just picked the top one and said, okay, let's go with it.
Yep. Hey, but I could always find out why Braemar has no ale.
I still have take a note to cudgel. I know that.
Hi, Casey. How you doing?
Casey Cupcakes in the house.
But since Casey did say the magic word, did you want to do the stand-up corner today?
Stand up?
Today?
I'm sitting down.
Okay. Would you like to stand up for our meeting?
I guess
You stand up right over the moon.
That's right. Okay, so don't forget stand-up corners where devs say, hey, I worked on this yesterday, I'm working on this today, something random gets written down, eventually gets posted to the internet, and we get to interpret it so you don't have to.
That's right. That's right.
And especially after release weeks.
Shot glass
And before... Yes, are you ready to imbibe a few tasty beverages?
Right.
Are you ready?
You too can play the NBNN drinking game every time we do a stand-up corner. And you hear me say the word bug. You take a drink.
Yes.
Simple as that. Some days.
Yes, this is the stand-up corner for out. Thirsty Thursday. And remember, today is Freaky Friday.
It's Freaky Friday. Let's get on.
Over in the art department, Bob.
Death Bunny Bob.
Working on Shogun ship revisions.
Revisions? I haven't even got it released yet.
Well, it's like maybe he needs to add more paper sales. I don't know. Damon, he's working on the Heart of Sorrow visual effects and the Fire Elemental visual effects, or Fire Elemental statue visual effects, and Dread spells.
Dread spells. Clickbait.
Fletch
lives.
Working on the Norgard NPC equipment. Kevin. He's working on Norgard's guards.
Working on Norgard's guards again?
Yeah. Are they like shin guards?
Peasants.
Well, no, Fletcher was working on the peasants, and then Kevin was working on the guards.
Okay, that's right.
Gix Vardach was working on becoming the map Gluttony out of the one-handed bludgeon attacks. Reed Rollo. Bugs.
Bug.
And equipment decorations.
Need more deco.
Then Scotty.
Scotty Jones.
Working on Exeter. Yeah, working on Exeter and a forum post.
Yes, I was gonna say he made a post last night. It was later in the evening, but some good stuff by Scotty Jones out there, and good reading. Always go out and check out what Scotty's got for you, because again, always full of little tidbits and just great stuff.
Oh yeah. He gives you a lot of interesting story-related stuff, as well as like just trying the background explanation on things. So it's kind of cool. Over in design, Beezus.
The bees.
We're on shopkeepers and merchants and recipes and special loot.
That's spelled Loot. Yes, it is.
How is it spelled? How is loot spelled?
Well, it would have been loot, L-U-T-E, as in...
you want that musical instrument?
So,
okay.
Yeah, I didn't know. I had to verify whether it was loot or loot. Yeah.
Loot. Booty. Would you prefer it be the booty? Special booty? And then you'll be like, then you'll be like, hey, is that the booty is in the trunk?
I know you're a true pirate when all you're after is the booty.
The booty, yeah. You gotta plunder the booty.
That's right.
You gotta do what all day?
Unfortunately, we were all poised to make a trip to Butthole Bay this year, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's gonna happen.
Historic
battle this year, and I just lost my job.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry to hear that.
My condolences.
Historic Butthole Bay. That's right.
And Damien. Working on the bugs.
Bug.
And Highvale outskirts planning. And farms. Then after that, Dan the man.
Dan the man.
Making all those changes to player towns and Granis' Colossus battles. And adding a puzzle into the fall. And bugs.
Bug.
After that, Sanio working on teleporters and Virtus and conversation updates and bugs.
Bug.
Okay, that's the safer way to do it, especially in Texas.
What's that?
He's skipping the shot glass and going straight to the bottle.
Ah, yes.
It's hard to put a little 20 glass in your guys.
Yeah.
Especially on those roads out there. Too bumpy.
Well, it depends. Are you in the parking lot known as 35? Or the parking lot known as Mopac? Or the parking lot known as 183?
Tearing up the back roads on my Camaro.
Sorcerer Steve.
Don't flip this one, alright?
And hopefully you're not really drinking and driving. Sorcerer Steve working on Virtus and destroyed Titan statues and a forums post.
Mm-hmm.
And if they need to model a destroyed Titan statue, what they should do is get the statue and then hand it to any young child for a few hours and see what happens, and then poof, you've got your destroyed statue.
I don't know. I think they should plant one in that lot next door there so that we can see it.
Yeah. Then the Energy Vortex, List Rostov. He's working on Granis' Colossus and bugs.
Bug.
Over in tech, Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby.
Working on door permissions.
Mm-hmm.
While Eric working on stealing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You need to put that down there, lass.
What?
You have stolen something.
Well,
it wasn't my heart because I'd have to find it first.
Yeah, no, it wasn't your heart. That's for sure. Again, stealing is going to become quite interesting. That much I can say, but all I know is I reported a couple bugs, and I'm still laughing all the way.
Did you report those bugs?
Of course. But and again, don't know if they are truly bugs, so we will find out.
My sides are still hurting.
Yeah, we will find this out come Thursday, when we hit release 44, and I can go test those theories once again, and if it sticks true, I'm gonna have a field day. That's all I'm gonna say.
It might be interesting. We'll find out.
I'm just laughing, waiting for it. So, waiting for it. People are out there going, "What are they talking about?"
Code cleanup. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, we're
code
talking
cleanup.
Stuff that we can't talk about.
Yeah. Well, Wizard Smoke. It's Puff passing door permissions back and forth with Bobby and Burning Toad. Yeah. While the Deathbringer one and only is graduated from bugs and gone on to defects.
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 For defects.
No. It's like defects. Is that a new way of saying bugs?
You're defective, dude.
I know.
That's your way of screwing me out of a shot.
Yeah, I know. It's like I'm willing to bet he was like going, man, I really don't want Casey Cupcakes taking a shot on this one because that's all I ever say is the word bugs. So today I'm going to go with defects. While the Burning Toad,
the burn.
He's working on QA builds and door permissions and the tenant architecture.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! Our useless overhead group, we have Andrea, who's trying to patrol those Dev Plus forums.
Doing a good job at it, too.
Yeah. Until a little bit of information ends up in the general discussion. A little bit. Obsidian chips. The Dippy Bird.
The bird.
Working on the Dread Artifacts. And the Calvas Flam.
Calvas Flam. Words of power? Really?
Words of power. Yes. And map optimizations. Whereas Gorn, he's working on general business in his Red Speedo.
Business.
Yep.
Barrack. Business.
Touching the forums and doing a community spotlight, live stream, and a press release, which we may or may not talk about.
Yeah, we got to talk about that. So let's get through this because.
Okay. Well, Hutch was working on material updates and map optimizations and bugs.
Bug.
And new banners.
Banner.
Woohoo! Yeah, the Attenwood. Working on sanity testing and localization meetings and release 44 post and clothing decoration tests. Clothing decoration.
Word. Clothing and decoration. Two words you
I know.
never use around a Deco Diva.
Why
In the
not?
same sentence.
Well, it depends. I mean, if your desired outcome is squeeze and snail trails, I mean, you do it. What? Are you saying I'm bad or something?
Shouldn't have opened that door.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the text message. I mean, I have received a couple, but it was mostly related to a certain song.
Yeah. Well,
Then after that, KX is working on.
here it is.
Justine!
For his
Yeah. Yeah. Chaos is working on decoration testing and new decorations.
Mm-hmm.
And offers. And bugs.
Hug.
And then after that, Serafina was working on customer service and regression. And lovely customer
service. That's right.
And regression and forums and shipping planning. And Darkstar and Lord British are at San Diego Comic-Con giving talks and lectures and having fun.
Darkstar's been busy. He was actually in the forums. He's at Comic-Con. He's doing updates. He's working on the road, that man. Right back in the saddle after his little illness.
Vacation.
Vacation
/ illness.
Comic-Con has got one thing. It's a damn good internet connection.
Hey, stars on the
Go for it.
Yeah.
Today's the day.
Today would be the day.
All right, Monday he'll probably be back in the office. Yeah. Then after that, let's see. Where are we going now? Oh yeah, front page of the updates.
Yeah,
Updates.
There have been people talking about this, and of course, as soon as I brought it up, Jack came back with the counter article, which I did post to the forums, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. You didn't even give me credit for that, man.
Hey, I wasn't going to start any more waves than we're going to start right now.
You could have been like, thanks to Jack for finding this.
Post. I just...
Well, see, that's how you deflect. Thanks to Jack for finding this.
Well, you know. Is Lord British knows us well enough that I just poked the 2 cents in there and gracefully walked away from the conversation.
You mean you ducked and covered after you put it there?
Yeah.
I'm not going back. Not going back.
Well, let's tell the folks what we're talking about first.
So, Portalarium has announced a partnership with Never Die Studios in their initial coin offering.
ICO.
Yes.
It's like
Never Die Studios. Yeah. Never Die Studios produces games, live-action movies, records, and virtual products. Their ICO is a blockchain-based project aiming to create an Ethereum-based gaming platform. Ethereum is a digital currency, kind of like a Bitcoin. Shroud of the Avatar is the first game outside of the Never Die product lineup, exploring how to utilize Never Die coins. And the 2 companies also announced that Gary would become an advisor to Never Die Studios. So this is one where it's going to be an outside currency that will be usable in-game somehow.
Well, it's going to tie into not just in-game, but again, this is going to tie your avatar to multi-worlds eventually, if they can pull this off. And that's what really piqued my interest, was that Lazarus Long could literally walk between Shroud of the Avatar.
Right now it's not the avatar, it's the currency.
If you read the initial press release, the concept is for an avatar to remain constant through the world. And that was all I was interested in. I wasn't interested in the currency. I was just interested in the tech to be able to do that. And if the currency is going to help facilitate that, that's absolutely great. So now let's delve a little deeper, because it is Friday and we don't have a whole lot of time. But real-based coins are like Bitcoin, as in they don't technically exist.
Yeah. They are exploring how Shroud of the Avatar players can earn market-based value with Never Die, NDC, and TPT tokens that are both usable directly in the game as well as traded on an open market.
Now, this also piqued my curiosity because then there would be the possibility of actually doing virtual world work in return for some kind of monetary value through gaming, which is very interesting concept. Okay, very, very intriguing to be able to earn money while gaming by doing something in the world. I can dig it. But what I couldn't dig was the
articles that I published yesterday.
Shared with me directly after that, showing that 30 million had been hacked. And that
it was over 100 million. 30 million by the criminals, and what 70 million by the white hackers. Yeah.
But then there was another event earlier in the week where another 7 million was hacked independently, and of course that was all in the same week. So 107 million hacked from 3 different sources over 1 week period, and I want to get in on this. Well, I think y'all know the answer. Now, of course, I'm going to chime in real quick. No, I'm going to wait till the end of the show to chime in real quick on this one. I give him a few more minutes to reply.
Wait, who are you giving time to reply?
I sent a message and a heads up on this burning topic. So
to whom?
To whom? To who's in charge of the forums?
Barrick?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I just actually did share a post with you.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see.
Which is the Ethereum price, and so if you start looking at the week-long volatility,
like 260 and dropped to like 2 something, which I saw. And
Barrick is calling me. Hold on.
Really? Good. Tell him about the Speak of the devil.
His ears were burning.
I tell you, it's too funny. Again, I just messaged him right before the show started about the burning topic at hand, and just figured to give him a heads up if they hadn't seen it yet, and go, hey, But I'm curious. Is probably telethon or no? I know exactly what this is related to. At least I believe it is, because I saw a preview of it today.
Hold on for a second. Thex, are you at your computer right now? Oh, Thex.
Well, he's been texting.
Well, the question I have for him is something that he posted in a different channel earlier today about a cloak, and is that okay? Yes or no? Laz, are you fine with the cloak?
I believe he posted it to us to say, "Hey, this is the final cloak, folks." So yes.
Yeah, looks good.
That's what I thought it was about.
Absolutely. Yay, my cloak!
Yeah, that was the final confirmation about those cloaks.
Yes, absolutely. And you saw that live here on NBNN.
Well, I did mute my microphone for a little bit.
Yeah, but as you were muted, I was speculating that, I know what the phone call is. It's about an item I saw earlier today in another forum, so yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Dex did show that off to us, and by him posting that to us and the board, I assume that he was showing it off because it's the cloak, and it looks pretty sharp.
Yeah, I was showing off the Ethereum retail price and what's gone on as far as their volatility. If you look at like the 1 month where it started off at like 350, and then it's been on a downward trend, and it's now back on the upward swing. A lot of volatility with Ethereum.
Yeah, now of course this is Ethereum based. So again,
and Ethereum based. I mean, and that amount of volatility within a currency, to me, makes me really, really hesitant to invest in any of that.
Again, not that I'm going to invest in it. And again, I wish.
I can't afford to, anyways. Yeah, I can't afford to, anyways.
Well, and it becomes a reality and allows us to do the things that they are aspiring to do. I hope that all happens, but just got to throw that heads up. And of course, you didn't happen to mention the Post, did you, while you were on the phone?
No. I was. You know what? I mean, if you look at the time, I mean, we don't have time to discuss that Post, do we? Or are you going to do the weekend update for everybody? Or is this going to be another, okay, Jack, you've got 5 minutes to do the entire weekend update again?
It's going to be another, okay, Jack, you've got 5 minutes to do the weekend update bit.
Okay, Weekend Update is brought to us by the NBNN app, which is available on all of your electronic devices. Go to the Google Play Store, the Apple iTunes Store, or the Amazon App Store, and do a search for NBNN, Shroud of the Avatar, or Soda, and you should be able to find the NBNN Community app, which has all the best links to everything related to Shroud of the Avatar. And don't forget the NBNN Community Calendar, available on NBNN.info. All the times on the calendar are Central Standard Time in the real world, but we prefer to refer to it as Nude Britannia Time. And since Laz has aggregated all the available public calendars that he could find related to Shroud of the Avatar, and if you have one and it's not there, you need to email news@nbnn.info, and that guy will eventually do something with it. Maybe wipe. I don't know.
Eventually.
I don't know. 12 and 6 is around the clock. Two idiots interpret the news on WRFB. On a little show called Lunch with Us.
With us guys.
Yes. At 7 p.m., you can always join the Phoenix Republic for the PvE nights. That's contact Malhari or Kids of the Phoenix Fire for more information. And while you're doing that, you need to tune in your Ether amplifiers to WRFB for Arius's GMC Top 20 Countdown. It's a beautiful thing. In-game, also, Vengeance is doing their madness. Don't know how they're going to do it in a non-PvP town. We'll see. Show up.
My
See what happens.
understanding is they are OOC now, not OOV, but I still have to get confirmation on that. Right. Order of Chivalry. Yeah, I know. Well, why did you stop? Just because I'm talking doesn't mean you have to stop.
9 o'clock.
Keep going.
That's on hold. At 10 p.m., DJ Jackdaw Foxalon is taking over Avatar's Radio for Chaotic Casualties, Total Request Set, and the final event for Friday evening is on WRFB, and that's the Record Room, which takes us to Saturday, where 1 a.m., bright and early, Omen Crow is taking over WRFB for the House of Omen for all of your latest hardstyle stuff. At 7 a.m., you need to wake up New Britannia with Wolfram and Celine on WRFB. At 10 a.m., you can always join the Pax Layer General Meeting in their Discord channel. At 6 p.m., the Swap Shop with Zeke the Freak Cooper, which is currently on hiatus. At 7 p.m., the EVL Guild is doing their Monster Mash Dungeon Crawl. And that's going to start on the overworld map outside of Soultown with the Dungeon Master Denied. At 8 p.m. on Avatar's Radio, Asclepius and Lord Baldruth are doing Echoes from the Cavern. At 8:30 p.m., the Pax Layer General Meeting is going to occur in their Discord channel. At 10 p.m., you need to go to the town of Novia.
Promo.
Yeah. In the Novian Market. Noma Promo Asia Edition, 10 p.m., which takes us to Sunday.
Sunday.
At the Fairpark Coliseum.
1 a.m. The House of Omen with DJ Omen Crow on WRFB. At 6 a.m. Oh wait, also at 1 a.m. in the game is the Noma promo in the Novian Market Asia Edition. At 6 a.m. Noma promo again, European Edition. In the town of Novian Market, go find Promo Alley. At 9 a.m., DJ Striker Sprawhawks taking over Avatar's Radio for the Lost in the Spaces. 12 p.m., noon, you end up with the No More Promo America's Edition. At 12:30, you need to join Bo and Bloodgood for Astronomy Night. Last week, he did have to cancel that. At 2 p.m., the Bear Tavern Pub Crawl is going to be starting out in the town, the Baron's Reach. And then, you know what? You have a few ales, have a few beverages, and then you go sally forth and conquer the world. Or something.
Or die.
Depends on how much you've had to drink as to what you conquer. And the final event of the weekend is on AR with
Bacon!
With Lady Addie. And that's our community calendar for this July 21st through the 23rd in Shroud of the Avatar.
Of the Avatar.
And
Here you go, drain the lizard, what?
My journey's in, and I gotta go. I'll catch up with you later.
Well, thanks.
I prefer the drain the lizard. Hey,
yeah, well, that's what I heard.
and hey, Casey, call me soon. I got an update for you. You'll laugh.
You'll cry. You'll kiss $5 goodbye.
Bring cupcakes. Actually, forget the cupcakes. I want some of Casey's
balls. It's balls.
Yeah, man, Casey's balls.
Oh man, Casey's balls are so delicious. Everybody should eat Casey's balls.
That's right. If you haven't ever tried Casey's balls and you get a chance, make sure you pop a couple of Casey's balls in your mouth.
When they are warm and moist, they are absolutely delicious. I mean,
absolutely. Yeah, I was gonna say, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still don't beat Chef's chocolate salty balls.
Oh, they come.
So should we bother telling List that all of his emotes aren't on screen because he's in ghost mode?
Oh, he is.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you could tell him that he wasn't on screen because we didn't have the screen up, but that's another, that's a whole situation altogether. Yeah. But, meanwhile,
that looks like I'm juggling 4 balls.
_List Rostov said I do what I want.
That's right. Let's see.
You don't know me.
You don't own me. Anyway, gotta say thank you to our sponsors out there again. Time on time.
Jack Cenasis said you don't know me.
And of course, Coilmore Wands, putting the magic in your hands. The Britannian Mining Company, taking care of your crafting needs since the beginning of time here in Shroud of the Avatar. RelicsByRill.com for all your licensed Shroud of the Avatar swag. Promo code NBNN, save 10%. You know the rest. WRFB, where you can catch us and the rest of the crew throughout the week. The Divas, Arius, Coilmore, Omen, Crow, the newest additions, Sarah and Andar. And of course, all sorts. Andertina. Well, he says Andar. Yeah, I'm gonna. Actually, it's Tiana something. It's not even Tina. It's Tiana. So if you were reading that right, you would know that. But yeah, never mind. But yes, as we wrap it up and get out of here, I'm just gonna give you a quick tip before we talk about the Shroud Marketplace.
Just a tip.
And just a tip. There's a hot topic out there. You probably heard us talking about it. And it's just a chip. Just a chip, Jack. Just a chip.
Just the chip.
Just a chip. So if you're interested to find out what's going on out there, I suggest you go out to the forums. Topic is still open, even after being reported. So at this point, all I'm going to say is go read it now. Otherwise, you'll have to wait till Thursday. Which leaves me with, last but not least, two organizations we got to talk about. The Erie Fund, which we just got. Jack's wearing his shirt. Just got the cloaks. Final okay. Just saw the phone call live here on the air. And those will be ready for next week's release. So be prepared to collect on those. And, of course, ShroudMarketplace.com. Shroud Marketplace for your virtual bendable needs out there in the world. Jack, let's
Shroud Marketplace is the place to go buy or sell anything Shroud of the Avatar related, from base materials like apples, mandrake, nightshade, all the way to game gold, houses, housing lots, play your own towns. Anything and everything is available to be bought or sold on Shroud Marketplace, as long as it's not a bannable offense. And extra special thanks to the latest vendor, Omen's Kit and Caboodle, where he is selling all kinds of base mats. Yep. Or even if you have a service that you want to list out for people to buy, you can always do that on Shroud Marketplace as well. It's easy to register an account, and then if you want to sell your stuff, anything and everything, you get to maintain your own inventory, and you get to set your own price. Go ahead and do the vendor registration. It's easy.
Store. It's free.
It's your store.
It's easy.
Yeah.
It's secure. And you get to make money selling your digital goods. Especially those goods that you know you're never going to use. Yeah, but again, I'm scrolling here, and the plethora of items available, not including services, are available on the Shroud. That's what I said.
We don't have time to correct all of Laz's pronunciations.
All right, folks.
Goods, everything. Anything and everything is available on Shroud Marketplace, so go check it out. It is actually time for us to thank the most important people around here, and that is you guys. Thank you for watching out on Twitch, YouTube, or listening on WRFB. Yeah. And thanks to everybody that's joined us in Discord. Thank you guys.
That's right. Thank you.
We couldn't do the show without you guys, and we did it for
you guys. We love this shit. And of course, we're here to bring you the latest news, sports, entertainment, crazy wild happenings, and of course, hijinks and shenanigans every day on the lot here in Owl's Head. We'll be back on Monday with more on NBNN. Till then, I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
And we
are over the loot, Laz.
Woohoo! Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you
Friday.
Monday.
Click.
Yay. Bye-bye.